few years ago, somebody wrote a book called The Sunflower, and the question of forgiveness was raised in that book. It was very fascinating. There was a story about a German who had committed horrible crimes, and he was in the hospital and he knew he was going to die. And he ordered somebody to bring in a Jew. And he confessed his crimes to the Jew and he said, "I want you to forgive me." And that Jew was Wiesenthal. And he thought about it and walked out, said nothing, didn't forgive, didn't commit himself one way or another. Then subsequently he wrote a book and he sent this story to countless theologians and asked, did I act correctly or not in your view? Almost every Catholic said he was wrong. Every Jew said he was right. Because who would give him the authority to grant forgiveness for crimes committed not against him, but against others? How dare a person say to an individual who committed a horrible crime, "I forgive you, it's not for you to forgive"? That's one aspect. Don't have any one of us who weren't hurt by the Madoff scandal say, "I should forgive him. I didn't lose any money with him, thank God." But even more, I have heard people now say, all of us should forgive Madoff because we must rise to a higher level, and the higher level is forgiveness no matter what. In Judaism, the key to forgiving somebody is predicated on the person asking for forgiveness, acknowledging sin, recognizing the wrong that he did, and committing himself never to repeat that crime again. I haven't heard Madoff say anything. I saw pictures of him and he was smiling. I can't believe it. There are people who have committed suicide now and he hasn't said a word. I don't see remorse. I'll tell you why Judaism is so insistent upon remorse before there can be forgiveness. If you forgive without the individual who committed the crime, expressing remorse, acknowledging sin, and indicating he'll never do it again, we are condoning the crime and we are permitting this crime to be repeated. What we must show, by we I mean society at large, is that we are repulsed, that we cannot accept actions of this sort. Forgiveness that is too easily acquired is another way of saying, repeat the sin and I'll forgive you once more. I'll accept what you do no matter how often you do it. And if we were to see similar behavior on the part of our children, I don't mean comparable, I mean if we were to see our kids doing bad, and if we were never to raise our voices and do what we can to make sure our kids never repeat what they did, if we have our children yelling obscenities at us and say, "Well, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you," we will raise monsters. Society will raise monsters if we forgive too readily.